It's about holding to the hope of things unseen. Life can let you down, turn you around and upside down, take away your hopes and plans and leave you on the ground. It can ruin all you've worked for, all the things you've longed and planned for. It can leave you with no future, with no chance to see things through. But it's about living, not dying.
CancerCare.
About smiling.
Hold on, please. Pippa, it's for you.
My name's Pippa. Pippa Holcroft.
I don't really know why we're here.
That's a very common statement. A lot of patients and families say that when they first come. I think if I tell you a little bit about CancerCare, that'll give you the feel of the activities that go on, and then you can ask me any questions that come to you. I think the first important thing is that cancer is often thought of as one single disease. And of course the message we're trying to get over is that cancer is a whole range of different diseases. And we're trying to cater for all the individual needs of the patients facing those situations. One of the advantages of CancerCare is that it's a mixture of professionals and volunteers, patients and relatives. It gives you an opportunity to meet the doctors and the nurses who are working with you in an informal atmosphere.
Isn't it rather depressing having all cancer patients together?
Oh, far from it. I think if you come along to any of our activities, you'll find that we're a very positive group.
What sort of things go on?
Firstly, I'd tell you about massage. It's probably one of our most popular therapies. Our masseuse, Lizzie, sees patients at home or here in her room or at various centres throughout Lancashire and Cumbria, because we serve North Lancashire and South Cumbria.
Or sometimes we don't talk at all. I just feel like, enjoying it and stuff. And then other times I feel like I've got a lot to unburden to you. Of course you don't mind, do you?
Well, no, I suppose that's a nice thing about having a massage, that it is a one-to-one thing. And as you say, when we get to know each other, if you don't want to talk, there's no problem. You just relax and enjoy the massage. Or on the other hand, if you've had maybe a bad time with your chemotherapy, or you're just feeling a bit, you want to, as you say, offload something, you can, but you still enjoy the massage as well.
The services we offer are there for the whole family. We're trying to help everybody. And the carer is just as important as the patients. The other kinds of activities are often group activities. We have relaxation classes 3 times a week. They're different forms of relaxation. Some concentrate on the breathing. Some are a gentle form of yoga, nothing too energetic.
How many people get together?
If you're looking at the kind of monthly meeting, CancerCare's main monthly meeting, which is held here in Lancaster, then we're talking about perhaps 50, 60, 80 people. If you're going to one of the drop-in centres, of which we have 2 at the moment, one in Kendal and one in Morecambe, at Kendal, because they've been established longer, you could now find 40 people there having coffee on a Thursday morning.
I think that perhaps the value of it is that you're coming to a place where people are familiar with the kind of problems that you yourself are facing, because they themselves have had to face cancer within their family. It may be that they themselves are facing cancer and treatment, or it may be that they are relatives who are supporting a patient, and it may be that they are somebody who
who have been bereaved as a result of cancer. And I think that if you come to a place where that is understood, then it's much easier. You can feel much more relaxed about sharing your feelings and your thoughts and your fears, because you feel understood right at the onset, really. And then beyond that, so much more than goes on the Thursday morning goes on in the Kendall, because people have come to meet each other outside of our weekly group. So there are people who are meeting regularly, making crafts, you know, and I think this seems to be quite therapeutic as well as a fundraising activity. And we have people who are going on holiday together, and we have people who have luncheon clubs together. So there's quite a big network, and I believe that I've just heard this morning that somebody's just had their house decorated by one of our other members, and there's a lot of mutual support. It's a very, very nice, caring group.
Morecambe at the moment, that's very new, only just started, and it's a group of about 10 or 12 people, so, but that will also grow.
It's mainly, you know, being able to talk to somebody. Once you can say, well, you know, I've had cancer, or my wife, in my case, my wife died of cancer, and I think you're halfway there. You can begin to talk to other people about the job.
People come and go as they wish, you know, have a cup of coffee and talk, and if they want advice, you know, about anyone they have poorly, or if they're poorly themselves. And it's just a happy group.
I think that people don't actually realise what help they can get. They can actually get the fact that they're here for 2 hours, and that everybody else here is either a patient, has had a relative who's died, or has a relative who's actually got cancer, and that we're all actually in the same boat, as it were. And I think that's a big help.
How do you fund all these activities?
It's all raised from the local community, and we have a lot of wonderful people who are entering things like the London Marathon and running on our behalf. And when we get people taking those kind of activities up, it does spread the area, because we're not always asking the same people for money. And one of the things that CancerCare has been able to undertake is establishing daycare at the hospice, so that we use our minibus to go around the district and collect people who would like to come for the day. And we have this 2 days a week here. And during that time we have art classes going on, and you don't have to be wonderful at it. We have crafts, and some wonderful things are made. And again, of course, then we can sell the items that people have made in the groups.
My main love is spinning and weaving, which is what my profession has always been. But I soon found that most of the patients would rather do their own thing. And it didn't take me long to realise that the important thing of the group is not what they make at all, actually. It's creating an atmosphere for them to feel safe and comfortable to support each other. And this is what I think they really do very well. They talk very freely about their problems and fears and thoughts. And that really is the main aim of the group. What they make is quite incidental, really.
We organise trips out for the people who are interested during the week, and the minibus will go off on a trip to Blackpool or up into the countryside, up into the lakes. We have a young people's group, and they call themselves the Splinter Group, and I think they face special problems. There are a lot of difficulties when you've had a diagnosis of cancer when you're 16 or 20 years old. You face insurance problems, employment problems. The problems for the young can be enormous and go on for a very long time. We have patients who perhaps are now 30, 32, have been living with this since they were 16 or 18, and that's great encouragement to other youngsters. And we provide various leaflets and activity which describe things that are useful for our patients about chemotherapy and about nutrition. And the other thing is that we have a quarterly magazine, which of course for patients who perhaps live further away, we can send to them, and we encourage them to write for us. Swimming is another activity that the family really enjoy, and we have quite a few of our families come along for that. We have swimming both in Lancaster and Kendal. It's a private session, and that's much appreciated by the patients who may have had traumatic surgery or who may have lost their hair through chemotherapy. I think of success as quality of life. If somebody is leading a full life, I think it's the quality of the life now that matters.
Happy birthday, dear CancerCare. Happy birthday to you.
And the fact that in the clinics we were tending to concentrate very much on the disease process itself, and the treatment of the disease. And yet we weren't picking up the various problems of anxiety and distress and misery and fear and tension that so often went along with the diagnosis. So CancerCare was originally developed as a support network.
They're wonderful. They're helping you to relax and be calm when you're facing another visit to the specialist.
I went to the telephone in the hospital and rang the number, and it's made a great deal of difference to me because there's somebody to talk to.
Well, CancerCare has meant a lot to me personally, because basically through CancerCare I would never let cancer beat me. And the other thing is that I think coming to CancerCare stops anyone getting depressed. I mean, you can see the people in this hall tonight. Some of them have mastectomies and this sort of thing, which must be a terrible thing, but they never get depressed. CancerCare is about living, not dying.
'Cause it's about living, and that's